So, Mayor, tonight was a very contentious council session on the WFCU audit.
Well, I don't think it was contentious. I think what you saw is that 10 members of City Council, including myself, want the audit completed. We want this audit to see the light of day, and we want it done as soon as possible. It's unacceptable that it's been nearly 2 years and the process still ongoing and the audit's nowhere near completion. So the reason we wanted to move forward quickly is we want the facts to come out. So what you heard was certainly some frustrations, myself included, that there would be anyone and some in the audience that would suggest that we should delay this and that we shouldn't look at it. So from my perspective, their motive is called into question.
And the colleague that you're talking about is Councillor Halberstadt?
Oh yeah, Councillor Halberstadt included, absolutely. Councillor Halberstadt has made it very clear on the record that he has a personal vendetta against me for trying to take away his post-retirement benefits. He said that on the record. And ever since then, he's not let the facts get in the way of a good slander, of good innuendo, and of any way to try to discredit myself or any other members of council or to discredit City Hall. So tonight was a unique opportunity for members of City Council, 10 of us, to say we want this WFCU audit out in the public light as quickly as possible, and we want it completed and we want the public to see it. And the 10 of us voted for it, and Councillor Halberstadt voted against it.
Now, we saw Councillor Dilkens clash with Councillor Halberstadt with some bad language regarding a possible breach of protocol by Councillor Halberstadt. The suggestion is that months ago, Councillor Halberstadt spoke about what happened in an in-camera session, specifically on the outsourcing of the work of the Auditor General's office.
Well, and Councillor Dilkens apologized. I think he was frustrated because everybody in this room, elected officials in this room, know very well that we had an in-camera discussion. And shortly thereafter, the day after, or a couple days later, Councillor Halberstadt wrote a blog. And on his blog, he basically suggested that the city would be terminating our audit staff and the city would be outsourcing. And as a result of that, many of our staff were left to question what their futures were. Some of them retained legal counsel. Angel Barry is no longer at work. So Councillor Dilkens was appropriately referencing the fact that his is not only a breach of conduct, it's a breach of duty, that he disclosed information that now has opened up the corporation for liability. And as a result of that, Councillor Dilkens was stressing the point that the reason we needed to go outside is because the only existing staff member that currently is at work has requested for this assistance because the other two are not.
So you would agree with Councillor Dilkens' assessment that Councillor Halberstadt has made problems on this issue? Well,
again, I would say that Councillor Halberstadt has made a career of these type of issues. You wrote a recent article that chronicled his days at the school board, whereby he was subject to a lawsuit that later was settled. And it was later proven that everything that he had alleged or the innuendos were not true, and there was a settlement there. But he's made a career out of this, and what you're seeing in council chambers today is that the remaining elected officials are saying enough is enough. You want to talk about facts? Let's talk about the facts. You want to debate? Let's debate on the merits of the issues. Let's not make stuff up, and let's not use political vendettas to try to assassinate the credibility or the character of any of the elected officials or the staff members.
If Councillor Halberstadt did indeed breach conduct by disclosing in-camera session material, what happens now? Is there...
Well, that'll be up to council, and you're a journalist, Dawson. You can access his blog. It's there. It's in writing. Contrary to what he suggested here this evening, he did disclose information that council will deal with, and how they deal with it, it's up to council to deal with it.
Is there a disciplinary process or anything along those lines?
The Integrity Commission. That's in the process of being retained.
Now, you mentioned that in council that you can't wait for this audit to come out.
Absolutely. Because Councillor Halberstadt was against the arena, and I was for and certainly supportive of ending a 30-year plus debate on the arena. So during the debate, Councillor Halberstadt used every tool available to him to suggest why this process should not go forward. Part of that included him making allegations and slandered my character and suggested that I was doing this to benefit family members. And as you know, and as has been reported by the Windsor Star and others, Mr. Fari and I are not related. I think Mr. Fari himself joked off the matter by virtue of him being of Jewish descent and me being of Arab descent, and that if we were related, we would have Middle East peace by now. But those allegations and those commentaries that he used back in 2006 to try to get red herrings pop up so that the support would not be there for the arena to proceed continue to this day. So that's what it's been about. That's been crystallized even further by him recently suggesting in your story in the Windsor Star that he's got a personal vendetta against me because I tried to take away his post-retirement benefits. So clearly, Allan wants to engage in that. I'm not interested. As you know, with today's announcement and with the work that we're doing, City Council and I are focused focused on jobs and the economy, and we're basically sending a message. We're done dealing with this. You want to deal with real issues, let's deal with real issues. But we're not going to deal with innuendo, we're not going to deal with slander, and we're not going to sit there and let anybody really take free liberties with slandering the credibility of this corporation or the credibility of members of council.